Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's video is going to be a birth story video. I feel like I have to tell you guys my birth story because you guys saw the birth vlog and everything that went down, but there's a lot backstory to it. Like, I didn't tell you guys when I went to labor, everything that happened in the hospital, and then after, like, actually giving birth. So I feel like it's time for me to say my story. It's been 3 weeks. Today makes 3 weeks since baby Valentina was born, and I was like, you know what, like, if I don't tell my story now, when am I gonna tell them? Like, she's almost a month, and then it makes no sense making a birth story like a few months down the line. So here it is, birth story video, birth story vlog, I don't know what to call it. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started though, I am currently having a sale on my boutique. There's a bunch of items. All you have to do is use code SPRING all the way in, like, when you're gonna go check out, you put, it says discount code, you use code SPRING, you get 15% off the entire website. There's a bunch of stuff, everything is on sale actually, including this dress. This is like little knit dress. It's like a little short. I love it. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link down below in the description box and put the code right here. Also, I'll put in the description box in case you forget it. But yeah, we're having a sale right now, and yeah, you should go ahead and buy something for your moms. Mother's Day is coming up, or like your sister, maybe your sister is a mom, or your cousin, or for yourself, whatever you want. Go ahead and treat yourself with my discount code. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Right, so my birth story. So I was scheduled to have a C-section April 15th, and I was like, you know, I'm probably gonna make it to my due date because I didn't have contractions or anything with my previous pregnancy. I was like, I'm gonna make it to my due date for sure. So I didn't pay attention to any contractions or anything that I was having. Anyway, they weren't like consistent or anything like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like wear it off and keep on doing my thing and just, you know, make it to my date. So April 11th, I started having contractions at night, and they were pretty close, but not close enough. They were like 10 to 12 minutes apart, and they were going on for hours. I was drinking water, laying down, everything that the doctors tell you to do, and they kept coming. So I was like, oh my god, like, am I in labor? I didn't experience any type of labor thing in my first pregnancy, so everything right now that was happening was new to me. So I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm in labor or not. I was scared, like, whatever. Kept thinking my water was gonna break, but it didn't. And then, okay, contractions kept on coming every like 10 to 12 minutes, but I was like, I'm gonna, you know, wear it off because my doctor told me I have to wait for them to be a little closer. So they kept going on for hours and hours, and then they started getting closer, 8 to 10 minutes. And I was like, you know what, let me just call my doctor to make sure that if he wants me to go in or if he wants me to stay home or whatever. So it was like 2 in the morning when I called him. I was like, hey, like, I'm having contractions, I don't know what's going on, like 8 to 10 minutes. He's like, just stay home, lay down, and if they get closer, then go in. I was like, okay, fine. I was super mad because I wanted to go in. I wanted to have the baby already. I was in so much pain. I could barely walk, barely lay down. Like, it was a mess. So that was April 11th. After like an hour of talking to them, so like 3 in the morning, they stopped coming after like 5 or 6 hours of having them. And I was like super mad. I was like, forget it, she's never gonna come, like, she's gonna wait for her due date. And whatever, went back to sleep. Next morning, woke up, didn't have anything, continued my day perfectly fine. I was like running around doing errands because my C-section was in like 3 days. So I was like, let me try to get everything done before the baby comes. So April 12th, normal day, and then my sister was over. We were doing laundry, picking up around the house, you know, with Alejandra and stuff like that, until like 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I started having contractions. I was like, okay, like, whatever, I'm just gonna like forget about it because every time I get them, they never send me to the hospital, so I'm just not gonna get hyped. So I drank water and I kept doing my thing, didn't pay attention to them, but they were coming like pretty close. So I started writing down the time, how much they were lasting, and they were coming every like 7 minutes at first, and that was for like 2 hours. And I kept drinking water to make sure I wasn't dehydrated because, you know, when you're dehydrated you get contractions. So I was like, okay, I'm not dehydrated, I'm just like doing things, so let me like relax and sit down because maybe it's that. So after a few hours of them like coming closer and closer. They were coming every like 5 minutes after laying down. So I was like, oh shit, like it looks like I'm in labor. And they were really painful. So I was like, okay, maybe, you know, maybe today's the day. So I was like that till like 8 p.m. and I kept timing them. They were coming every like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but for sure all of them were coming every 7 minutes or less. So I decided to call a doctor. It was a different doctor on call. So I was like, hey, like I'm having contractions, told her the whole story. She was like, why are you like struggling? Like, why are you in pain? Just go to the hospital. You're probably in labor. And if you're not, they're gonna send you back home, but at least go because it looks like you're in labor. So she was like, okay. I was like, okay, fine. Like, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna call my mom to tell her to come so she could stay with the baby, and me and Alejandro could go to the hospital. So that's what he did. I ended up getting to the hospital like at 10. Like by the time my mom showered, came over here, I showered, all of that, prepared my stuff. It was like 10-11. Went to the hospital. Now when I got to the hospital, that's when things got real bad. So got to the hospital and the doctor there was like, hey, like we're gonna put you on the monitor, make sure that the baby's good, and that way we could time your contractions, so that way we know if you're like in labor or whatever. I was on the monitor for like 20 minutes and contractions kept coming every 3 to 5 minutes. So they were like, okay, so it looks like you're in labor, we're gonna go ahead and check you to see if you're dilating. Baby looks like she's responding fine, and we'll go from there. So when he checked me, I was 2 centimeters dilated only, but he was like, okay, so you're dilating and you're contracting every 3 to 5 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and put you like a shot. If you're not in labor, your contractions are gonna stop coming, and if you are, they're gonna keep on coming, but you know, like your heartbeat's gonna go up or whatever. I was like, all right, fine. And they put an IV in. So I was just chilling until they put the shot. The freaking shot drove me insane. Baby was going crazy, I was going crazy. Like my heartbeat was insane. Like it was real bad. Like I felt like I had drank like 10 cups of coffee. The baby was kicking like crazy, and that was causing me contractions. So it was horrible. I was like, you know what, like the contractions keep on coming, but they weren't as close. So I was like really nervous because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna keep me or not. Like, you know, I'm going through all this pain. I hope that today's the day. So we're just there chilling. Then doctor comes in and he's like, okay, you keep on contracting, so we're gonna go ahead and check you to see if you're dilating more. So then he decided to check me, and right before he checked me, my water broke. Like I was in the bed and I felt a little gush, and I was like, what? I think I just peed myself. So I was like, before you check me, I think I peed myself. And he's like, let's check because maybe it's your water that broke. And yeah, they checked, and they were like, yeah, definitely your water broke. And then he decided to check if I was dilating even more, and he was killing me. Like it was so painful. He like Alejandro was just standing there looking at me. I started crying of the pain because every time he would check me, I would contract, and it was really, really painful. Like I was just crying and crying and crying. It was ridiculous. So he checked me and I had dilated another centimeter. So at this point I was 3 centimeters in an hour, so I was dilating pretty fast. And he's like, okay, you know what, your water broke, you're dilating even more, you keep on contracting, so we're just gonna admit you and you're gonna have your C-section tonight. We're gonna go ahead and call your doctor. So that's when shit went down. We got super nervous. So by this time it was already 12. It was Alejandro's birthday that day, and we didn't want the baby to be born on his birthday. We put it for the 15th because Alejandro's birthday was the 13th, mine was the 17th, and we wanted her to be right in the middle. But no, she decided to come for her dad's birthday. And yeah, so my water broke. After my water broke, I was like contracting even more, and I was in a lot of pain. Like I was shaking, and it was like really intense. I was like, you know, hands down, props to all these women who give natural birth. Like I could never. I feel like I would have to get an epidural because it was really painful. But yeah, so they put an IV in, sent me up to labor and delivery, you know, started prepping me, signing papers. Everything went down pretty fast. And at 2 in the morning, I was already, at 1 something, I was already inside the room, the C-section room, to get cut open and get this baby out. So doctor came in, she was like, are you ready? Whatever. And everything went down super good. And then at 2:09 in the morning, she was already born. So when I was in the delivery room, they were putting my epidural, and I flinched when they went to put it in, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I've heard so many stories of people flinching when they're gonna get their epidural and then they get like messed up. So for now, I don't think I have anything. I have like some pain in my back sometimes, but I don't think it has to do anything with me flinching or anything. So yeah, I flinched when they put the epidural in. I was really nervous this time because I already knew what a C-section was. So I was like, you know, like I already know what's gonna go down. They're gonna put the epidural, then I'm gonna feel numb, I'm not gonna be able to move my legs, and all that was like, I was freaked out. And I feel like all of that made me really nervous, and it made me want to throw up, but I didn't, but I felt like I was gonna throw up. So imagine laying down flat on your stomach, not on your stomach, on your back, right, with your belly up. They're cutting you open, and I was freaking out because I wanted to throw up, but imagine throwing up laying down. So I could only like turn my head to the side, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to make anyone nervous here. Like Alejandro, I didn't want him to get worried, or the nurses or whatever. So I got to a point that I couldn't hold it anymore. I was like, you know what, I have to tell them I need to throw up. Like, this is real bad. Sorry, the camera like shut down on me. But yeah, I was saying was, so I got to a point that I had to tell them. I was like, hey, like I feel really bad, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So they gave me one of those little green bags that they give you at the hospital, and I did end up throwing up, but it was there just in case. And I feel like that made me better. I kept saying to myself, like, it's gonna be okay, they're almost done. And this C-section was way faster than the other one. Like, I was in and out in less than an hour. The other one too, but I feel like this one was way faster. Yeah, like in 30-40 minutes I was out. So I was like, okay. After the baby was born, I was pretty chill. Like, I was just like there waiting for them to close me up, and everything went by like super smooth, and that's it. And I went to recovery. Oh my god, no, I forgot. When they after I told them that I wanted to throw up, everything was smooth, baby was born, they took her out of the room, and then I started getting super itchy. So I kept scratching my face. That's the baby, she's like right there. I kept scratching my face a lot, and I had a mask on. So the nurse, she was like, are you okay? Like, why do you keep scratching? I was like, I can't, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I feel like really itchy. And I kept taking off my mask. She's like, okay, try to keep your mask on the most you can, but we're gonna put Benadryl. And then I was like, oh lord, like they're gonna like bust me with this shit, because they're gonna put it like in my vein, so it was gonna react really fast. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So they put me Benadryl for the itching to stop, and they didn't stop. I was itching for like days. Like, I didn't go away for like 2 days. It was so weird. She was like, that's a side effect from the epidural. It'll go away, you'll be fine. But then when I was in recovery, I couldn't open my eyes. Like, they came to bring me the baby to breastfeed, and I couldn't even hold her because I was literally falling asleep. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, I was drugged, and it felt so bad. Like, I was looking back at the footage when I was in the recovery room, and I don't even remember that. Like, I don't remember talking on the phone with my parents, like nothing. I was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, this is real bad. Like, I've never felt this drugged. So then the nurse came in, she was like, hey, can you move your feet? And then I was like, no, I can't move. And she's like, okay, do you feel this? I was like, no. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I flinched, so that probably has to do with this. But no, after the anesthesia wore off, I felt everything fine. I could move my feet perfectly fine. And yeah, so that was pretty much it for my birth story. Everything went by pretty smooth, except for the whole like itching thing and like wanting to throw up. But apart from that, everything was good. It was just like more scary this time because I felt like I knew everything that was gonna happen. But yeah, thankfully everything turned out fine. Baby's healthy, I'm healthy, and yeah. So I'm gonna be doing a postpartum video, like recovery. Like a lot of you guys are asking, like, how did my C-section heal this time? Was my postpartum depression like better or worse than last time? All of those questions I'm gonna be answering in a separate video, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.